Welcome back. We continue. Bob Pompeani with you till 11 o'clock on Twitter at KDPomp. Chris Popovic says, Bob, they cut me off. I was leading into a comment about the Steelers' defense. Well, call back. You can do that, Chris. 412-575-2600. I'll definitely take that call. Max Kronberg says, I know there's still a month, but do the Steelers have what it takes to beat the Patriots? Yes, Max, they do. And I think it's going to be a game, which means both teams are going to have to score enough points. And in this case, it could be 28-35 to win. Both offenses are capable. I think the story of this day will be which defense, steps up, especially in the red zone, to stop touchdowns and make them into field goals. Today we saw Gostowski from New England get 3 of them, including a 62-yarder in the rarefied air of Mexico City. So it's a high elevation there, but still. Both have good field goal kickers, but you want to see field goals and not touchdowns if you're each of those defenses. But I think the fact that it's at home bodes well for them, and that's why I like the Steelers to win that game. I think they're going to be ready to play. You saw what happened on Thursday night. I think they sensed that Tennessee was a pretty good team at 6-3 and could overtake them, so they played their best game of the season. And then we have FKW Pittsburgh on Twitter. Says, hey, Bob, even if the Steelers beat New England next month, is there any chance they could really beat them 2 times in the same season? If it's at home, I think yes. But if it's at Foxborough, I think it's going to be a problem. And I'll say that just because I think there's something about them in that stadium at that time of year with Tom Brady doing what he does. Now, there's a long way to go. Injuries will dictate. Last year, the Steelers, if you remember that game, it should have been a more competitive game in terms of points. They had 3 drop passes, including 1 in the end zone, 1 that could have gone to the end zone. Roethlisberger, those could have been touchdowns. Instead, they got nothing. Then there was an injury to Le'Veon Bell. If everybody is healthy going into this game, I think the Steelers will have a legit chance of winning here. And could they do it again? Yes, they're going to have to in order to get to the Super Bowl. Let's go to Barb in line 1. What's up, Barb? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
I was listening to the Pine Richland playoff game on the TV the other day, Saturday, and heard Neil Walker broadcasting. Do you think that he's going to come back to Pittsburgh to play ball?
No.
No, he's not going to ever come back.
I don't think so, no. I mean,
I wish he would.
That got out there somehow, and I'm not sure who put it out there, but I doubt seriously that he would do that. I think he wants to play for a contending team. Thanks for the call, Barb. And I think he, at this point, given the history between the two, I think he'd rather play someplace else. That's just my gut feeling. But I think that's what you'll see. Chris in Brighton Heights. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hello, Bob. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Yes, I just wanted to, I know you guys are diehard Steelers fans, but the Patriots beat the Steelers twice last year, and I think the Patriots are going to come in Pittsburgh, and I think they're going to do some damage to the Steelers.
Tell me why. Oh, well, you hung up. It's easy to say that, but tell me why. I know you're going to say Tom Brady, and that's fine. The Steelers are going to have to figure out a way to get pressure on him. When you see teams, and again, I'll go back even to last year, but I can go back 5 years, and we were looking at videotapes of teams that have had success against Tom Brady. The key is to get in his face, to make him uncomfortable, to move him out of the pocket. We saw that last year when Houston, the Texans, and their good defense with Watt and Merciless and everyone they had healthy playing, they were in a situation where they got in his face a lot. Should have won the game had they not had Brock Osweiler as their quarterback. And then you see even the Super Bowl, really, the first half, actually the first 3 quarters. Atlanta made it very uncomfortable. They picked him off. They had a pick 6. They got pressure, and they led 28-3. That's how you have to do it against Tom Brady. And I believe the Steelers have the recipe to do it this year. They're one of the top teams in the NFL in sacks. They need those kind of efforts in that game on December the 17th. They need to get, if not sacks, move him out and make him feel uncomfortable. If they do that, I think they'll have success. If they don't, well, then it's your choice. You play man-to-man, fine. And he can beat you with throws down the field. He's proven that. Or you play zone, fine too. And Tom Brady, if you don't get pressure on him, he'll beat you. It'll be a death of 1,000 cuts because he'll just go underneath, dink, dunk, throw it this way, throw it that way, and it'll be an artistic performance. But pressure is the key. Don in Clearfield. Hey, Don.
Yeah, Bob. Hey, how you doing? Hey, the Pine Richland quarterback, I heard he signed with Notre Dame.
Yep.
I heard every college in the country wanted him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any comment on him? I have no idea who he is.
If you saw his performance yesterday, he is everything that you would expect. I could see him being an NFL quarterback. Really, the way he is. He's a big kid. He's 6'5". Phil Jurkovec is he can run. He has a beautiful arm in terms of getting it down the field with authority and underneath. He's on target. He's always wanted to go to Notre Dame. There was no chance. Pitt had no chance. Nobody had a chance. He made that decision pretty early in the recruiting process. He'll be really good for them. And it's interesting because next year, although this may not happen now because Pickett is maybe going to be the starter for the Pitt Panthers, but next year Pitt and Notre Dame play. And there's a chance you'll see Phil Jurkovec from Pine Richland against Ben DiNucci from Pine Richland in the same game. And I'm sure Eric Kasparovich, their head coach, will be there. Congrats to all the teams that won, and congrats really to all the teams that played in the finals yesterday at Heinz Field. I think really good stuff for all of them. All right, we're due for a break. We'll take it right now. Back with more right after this.